Welcome back to the final episode of Season 2, Divine Wisdom Unveiled. My name is Julianne Duffy, and thank you so much for joining me. This season, we have dived into all of the astrological signs. Today, we are diving into the final astrological sign, the sign of Pisces for Sun and Rising sign. And we are going to look at your 2025 predictions, kind of overview. We're going to look at the 3, 6, 9, 12 months, and we're going to pull a card for the overall feeling for you beautiful Pisces of what 2025 has in store for you. As I have done with each of the signs, I am pulling from the Wisdom of Oracle Divination cards by Colette Baron Reed, and we're going to go right into it. If you are interested in your own personalized reading, with your own set of cards about what the 2025 year has for you, go to my website. It's breathewithinyoga.com. Oracle card readings is at the top, and you can book yourself a session. I do still have some sessions open and available before the new year if you want to get a head start on that. And I do also offer yoga classes and restorative classes where we pull oracle cards and messages to assist you as well. So I do a lot of combinations of that. Let's get into it, to my beautiful Pisces rising and sun sign. So we're going to look at the first 3 months. So it's our winter going into early spring, January, February, March. And let's find out what the first part of your message is. Tick-tock. This is about divine timing. Your year is all about trusting the divine and the timing of how things are going to happen. This is about timelessness, immeasurable time, and of course the divine timing. When humans create time, everything changed and contracted. People have come to look at life in a linear way, imagining that the past is behind them and the future is ahead of them. But what if that isn't true at all? What if everything, creativity, beauty, chaos, and order, were happening now in a glorious timelessness? You have all the time in the world to co-create the life you desire. So release your agenda. Let go of your need to shape each moment to your expectations, knowing that what is yours will never be withheld from you. Miracles are right here now and always show up when you need them, right on time. So very much like this idea that, the beginning of this message is already gone. That doesn't exist. The end of this message doesn't exist. This moment right now, being present, is all that exists, and that everything exists within this beautiful moment. So for you Pisces, really the beginning of the year is building that trust. So there's going to be something where you're going to feel like the timing isn't there for you. There's going to be maybe this feel that, something's passing you by. You miss the opportunity. It could be relationships. It can be money. It could be work. It could be any of those type of things. So it's going to take some work to trust the divine timing. Your prosperity is co-created by your endeavors as they occur in human man-made time and the eternal efforts of your most important manifestation partner, which is spirit and the divine. Measureless time. So keep doing what you're doing, stay positive, and make a commitment to remain in high vibrations through your thoughts and feelings. If you heed the message of this card, it'll seem to you as if you will align with your highest calling and your highest good in no time at all, like magic. So what's all this fuss about not having enough time? The prosperous life that is yours will never pass you by. Literally, if the divine has got your back, you're not going to miss. Sometimes we have to cycle and repeat until we get it right, but we will never miss our correct timing. So this is going to be the big thing that's going to kind of overfeel the entire year, is really trusting the time and divine timing. Now, if we jump into the second part, so this is our spring into summer. So that's our April, May, June, the second quarter. Our next part of the message is never-ending story. So this one is really about what you're saying to yourself. This is very appropriate. All the signs are getting that this is going to be a huge spiritual growth year. For you, it's going to be, what stories are you telling yourself that aren't true, that need to be re-looked at, rephrased, right? This is about self-criticism, the wounded ego, unnecessary dramas. There is a story woven throughout the imperfect fabric of life that tells of hurt and loss, rejection and humiliation, self-loathing and arrogance, and all manners of suffering born of unnecessary dramas. It is an old story whose refrain is that you cannot do this, you must not go there, should not say that, lest the world come crumbling down. Today, know that none of this is actually true. The sky is not falling. The voice you hear is just a small, scared, conditioned part of you that is stuck in a lie, wants to protect you, and needs to be seen as a victim. Love that lost piece. Fear is all it knows. Distorted guidance is preventing you from being true to yourself. You are not your story, and the narrator is simply a voice of your fearful part, small and vulnerable and easily soothed. So it's going to be trusting the divine, you've got the right timing, making sure that you're not buying into some story related to time. So maybe if it's a partnership with, like a spouse or significant other, and you're like, oh, I'm never going to find that person. The timing, you're not trusting the divine time at this moment. And you're like, oh, my timing, it's so off. I missed that opportunity with this person, or whatever it is. It could be a job. It could be abundance. It could be any of those types of things. So really keeping that idea that whatever that negative, scared story is that you are talking to yourself and attempting to convince yourself in this second quarter, you need to look at it, you need to rephrase it and change it up. So, this is going to be a practice. This is going to be your spiritual growth, Pisces, for 2025. Anytime you notice that negative victim story coming up in your mind, even if it's maybe it's after and you're starting to be in a bad mood and then you notice. The more you notice, the more you can start changing and rephrasing it. So if it's about a relationship, oh, I'm never going to find that significant other. Oh, I'm not worthy, whatever it is. You immediately, once you've realized that you're saying this to yourself, you need to change it. Be like, I am worthy. The divine has got my back. I'm trusting the divine is going to assist me in finding that partner. And trust and keep repeating it to yourself. Make yourself a mantra, meditate on it. Make it, I am attracting the correct person in a positive statement. These are the tools and the spiritual growth you need to go through for 2025. And this also talks about fear, envy, procrastination, greed, and the perception of victimhood could all be active in your life at this moment. Are you comparing yourself to others, thinking their success should be yours? Maybe you're afraid of all the good that's coming your way. So you don't step out of your lane. Totally aware that what you're doing, but seemingly powerless to stop yourself from literally, going in the wrong direction. Are you back where you started, or in a situation that reminds you of the past failures? Financial insecurity scaring you? You must learn to love yourself through missteps and sabotaging moments. Use criticism constructively right now. Better yet, stop telling yourself the story altogether, like I was saying. The universe loves you deeply and will wait for you to figure that out. Divine timing's here. You've got that going to your benefit. And tell a new story. Tell that new story. Start focusing on reprogramming that fearful story that you're convincing yourself of. And success is all but guaranteed. You can do it. So when you find that story, that negative self-talk, whether it's a relationship, a job, I'm never going to get that job, blah, 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 whatever it is, once you've noticed it and you start telling yourself a new story, I am worthy of this job. I am worthy of love. I am creating and attracting the people I need. And you start rephrasing that negative self-pitying idea, you are going to be super successful. You are guaranteed that what you need will arrive. Let's find out what's the next part of your message going into the third quarter of 2025. So this is the summer into early fall, July, August, and September. And your message is soulmates. There you go. So this really looks like for you, Pisces, it is relationships. This is clearly all about relationships and spiritual growth through you getting over your self-pitying story in relationships. With the soulmate card, this talks about the harmonious partnerships, love, friendships, companionship, a relationship fostering personal growth. You are meant to evolve and transform with the companionship of others. Certain people enter into your life in order to take you to the next level of healing, consciousness, and authenticity. It is always a reciprocal experience. Although the results for each of you will vary, you know these people by the strong pull drawing you towards them, and sometimes by the strong aversion to them. Soulmates can be friends for life or remain in your life for a short time. No matter what, you will be changed in ways you can't possibly fathom now. Pay attention to these people today. They are your greatest gifts. So it's really about the divine timing. And I feel like for you, you're frustrated at the beginning of the year, fighting the timing, thinking, self-pitying about this relationship. And then you're building this conversation that you need to notice and start reprogramming, especially as we come into the middle of the year. Start changing that. And through like magic, with the divine timing's assistance, the people you need are going to appear. That's what's going to happen. Strategic alliances are most important right now as you begin to attract the perfect people to support your dreams. This is a journey you will share with others. Mentors, business partners, helpers, employees, creative partners, friends, and strangers. Open door for you to step through the portal to join in a harmonic dance of collaboration, commitment, and co-creation. This is what you've been waiting for. So, and it's all going to happen once we, Pisces, sun and rising sign, change that conversation. Start reprogramming. You're supported by the divine. You're not going to miss those people. But it's also trusting that it hasn't been the right time for these right people. It's coming into that as we go into 2025. Like magic, those people that you've been waiting for are going to show up at your door to assist you. Let's continue. This is really good. You know, like you can definitely see where your spiritual growth needs to go, my Pisces. Now to the final quarter of 2025. So this is, of course, our fall into winter. That's our October, November, and December community. Again, it's people. So as we come into the later half of the year, getting over this negative self-talk that you're not worthy in some way of the right people around you, the right community, whatever it is, it's all about people. And by the end of the year, you'll have your community. You'll have the people you need around you, supporting you, and being there for you. This card really talks about belonging, being seen and understood by others, like-minded connections, a sense of family and friendships, knowing your place in the world. This card signals a new affiliation with a group. Humans are social creatures, and we need to know we are useful to our families and communities. In a community, everyone has an important function and feels that they matter. Membership in this group provides a sense of belonging, of kinship, and a purpose that comes from working together for a greater fulfillment of all. Perhaps you are part of a spiritual community, an artistic one. Perhaps you are in a learning community where you share your love of education. Regardless of its form or focus, your community brings you joy. You will be inspired by it and want to contribute to it. Your contribution may be as small as showing up or as large as becoming the leader of this community. No matter your position in the group, you are needed. And that divine timing's there. That divine timing that you're going to come across these people that are going to introduce you to this community. They'll probably overlap is what it really feels like and looks like to me. And it's all coming once you trust and work on this never-ending story that you've been telling yourself that needs to end. This story, this negative conversation must go so those people and that community can appear. They're waiting for you. They're waiting for you to get past this victimhood and be open to seeing them, because they might be way closer to you than you think, and you've never noticed them because you've been in this lower vibration telling yourself this story that's not true. However, timing is everything. Previously, this timing hasn't been correct. Now, as we go into 2025, it's all about the divine timing and how it's going to manifest out. Whenever you're in a community of like-minded others, there's a powerful opportunity to reap great abundance. It's essential to ask, what can I contribute? Rather than, what can I get from this? Figure out a need and look to fill it. Something meaningful will manifest. Even what manifests is small, it is a sign that the doors of opportunity will swing open wider. There is also another meaning to this card to consider. Don't try to be all things to all people. Choose your role and be true to it, and serve from a sense of authenticity. There's no greater feeling of accomplishment than knowing you have purpose. So really jumping into that idea of purpose, the people around you, they're there to support you. They're waiting for you. Like I said, it's getting over this story, this victimhood, negative story we've been telling ourselves. Maybe it's only come up recently. Maybe it's been going on for years. Truly, as we come into 2025, focus on noticing those thoughts and those conversations in your head. Learn how to meditate. Learn how to become the observer. Learn to notice what's going on in your mind. So when you have those thoughts and those negative things, immediately, if you can detach from them, let those go away, and then give yourself the input, the programming you want, the positive perspective, the reverse of what you've been telling yourself. Because it's all about timing. By the end of the year, those people are going to appear, and it's almost like magic. So let's look at your overview for 2025, Pisces. What is the message overall for your year? Truth be told. So this one is honesty, accepting things at face value, coming out of denial, and willingness to be transparent, and a clarity of communication. Coming up, communicating with yourself, being honest with yourself, that you have been telling yourself lies. That is part of this year. And a willingness to come out of the denial that, you are not these victim stories. You are not that story. Things that have happened to us does not make us, and we are not that. We are an ever-changing spiritual being, and we can adapt and flow and change at any moment. And once you've changed that story, those new people won't know that old story. So that might be what's holding you back, is that people have always assumed, or because you've been telling yourself that story, this old outdated story, you've attracted similar people or the same people that keep you feeling in that story. Well, when you're changing that divine timing is going to open up for those people that have never seen you that way and never will, because you are now in the truth of letting go of all those lies and communicating truthful to yourself. There is the truth, which is the essence of a thing, and then there is a truth, subjective according to the philosophy of the adherent or believer. This is not a time to debate about which truth is truer. This is a time when you are called to proclaim your truth out loud and be willing to be transparent, honest, and open in your communication with others and with yourself. Nothing less than surrender to what is, peeling off the layers of denial that kept you tied to an illusion. This will set you free. And that's what we're doing here. We're getting rid of this illusion that you had, this never-ending story, this lie. It's time to go. This is your spiritual evolution, Pisces. That lie, divine timing's happening. This lie needs to go. Be authentic and gloriously flawed. Spirit will answer with miracles. You're getting the divine timing. You're going to have the people you need that are going to assist you in moving into that new you. And with this also, are you willing to do whatever it takes to experience the prosperous life you desire? If you want to be an artist, do you make your art a priority? If you want to be a healer, do you set the time aside to learn new things to help you serve? A writer must write, a singer must sing. Being true to your calling is essential to your moving forward. There is another oracle message here. It's time to have a look at your real honest truth about your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs about prosperity, about your relationship to money, to compensation, and to meaningful work. Ask yourself, what is true for me? And you will find the key to abundance. And I do apologize. My dogs heard a noise, so now they're going to protect us from the noise. But this is really, what is it? It's like, what is true for you? That never-ending story was never true, is not true, and that is not you. And it's time for you to take the reins and reprogram yourself. This is your spiritual growth for 2025, Pisces, rising and sun sign. As I mentioned, if you would like your specific oracle card reading for 2025, please go to my website, breathewithinyoga.com, and under oracle card readings, get yourself booked. Easy peasy, and we'll get you in before the new year and or early into the next year. And I'd love to do a personalized reading or even a personalized yoga practice where we can focus with meditation, breath work, and work on this never-ending story that you are going to be really challenged with getting past as you come into that second quarter. So please allow me to help assist you if you feel that calling. And thank you so much for joining me. If this is your rising sign, please go watch your sun sign. And if this is your sun, go and watch your rising. And that will also assist you in getting a little more detail of what 2025 has in store for you. And thank you to everyone for joining me for season 2 of Divine Wisdom Unveiled. And until the next season, have a beautiful day. Namaste.